You'll remember from our study, Episterizo, it means to prop up. And I used the illustration of my young son, Michael. They went hiking up in the hills behind our house, and they found these beautiful orchid plants, but they're on these little spindly stems, and they can't even hold themselves up. And, out in the wild, they bend down in the wind all the way to the ground, but they bounce back because they have an established root system. But because there was no established root system, when my son dug these up and brought them home and planted them in the backyard, he put little stakes and tied them on to these stakes so that these little spindly orchids could begin to develop a root system. And until that time took place, these chopsticks that he tied them to became the stabilizing factor until the root system could develop. And I can't think of a better picture of what discipleship is, because that's what Paul and Timothy were doing. They were going around and they were propping up these brand new Christians who hadn't yet developed this root system in their Christian life. And so Paul says, tie on to me. Timothy, tie on to me. And that's what Paul says in 1 Corinthians 11:1. It says, follow me as I follow Christ. That's what discipling is. And I challenged you last week, and I'm going to do it again right now. Who is tied on to you? And who are you tied on to? Who is stronger than you in the Lord that you're tied on to, that is helping you establish and sink your spiritual roots deeper than they are right now? And who have you allowed to come close enough to your life to tie on to you until they are strong enough in their root system to then have someone tie on to them? That's the whole multiplication process that discipleship teaches. And I want to encourage you to take a step and open your life and find out what's lacking in the spiritual life of someone around you and let them tie on. And if you're lacking in some way, then tie on to someone who's stronger than you, that you might grow and become strong in the Lord so that you can bear fruit.